Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, today we have a really dark story to talk about. This is the Kai Weiss and Omnia story. It is very dark, to say the least. This story is very dark. So before I get into anything, everything that I say today is going to be either allegations or my opinion. Okay? Nothing that I say here is going to be facts. Okay? These are all allegations as of yet. These are all allegations, and I will make my opinion very clear as I will be stating that it is my opinion before I state said opinion. Now that being said, let's hop straight into this. Kai Weiss, former YouTuber, and Omnia, former YouTuber, were in a relationship for an amount of time. I'm not quite sure how long they were together, but that's irrelevant as to the story that is happening. They just recently broke up. Now, let's get straight into exactly what she said. Her first Twitter thread, it reads, "I'm going to put this out now because I have no idea what else to do other than make a public thread so that people know at least a little bit about what is going on with me right now, because I am not okay, nor will I be okay for a very long time. Kai Weiss and I broke up because he assaulted me in my own home, and since then I have sought out a protective order against him so that he could leave my apartment and I could feel more safe. Since then, he has locked me out of my old Twitter account, which is why I'm here." And the following picture, again, the pictures that are going to be shown that aren't of the exact tweets are pretty disturbing because they depict domestic abuse, and it's awful. It's horrible. It's something that never should be joked about. It's bad. So the following picture that she shows is a picture where she seems to have bruises on both of her cheeks. There's one on her hand and there's one on her forehead. The rest of the thread goes as follows. "I trusted him with all of my passwords because I loved him, and never in a million years did I think he would do what he is doing now. He has locked me out of my Gmail account that is associated with my YouTube channel, and I'm pretty sure he deleted my channel as well. When I search up my name, videos I've made, or try to access the link that is associated with my YouTube channel, nothing comes up. That is my livelihood, by the way. I rely on that to pay rent, provide for myself, and provide for my cat. Without YouTube, I cannot pay for shelter/food." And then she shows a picture saying, "This page is not available, sorry about that." Which is clearly her trying to access her YouTube channel again, but it seems that it's been deleted, allegedly by Kai Weiss. "He also stole multiple items of mine since he left, such as the iPad and Apple Pencil that I used to draw, my speaker, cat food, clothing, etc. This has all happened in the matter of a week. He assaulted me on Friday, December 3rd, and I filed for an emergency protective order on the 8th. Now that is important, emergency protective order. That means that if Kai Weiss ever comes within a certain distance of Omnia, then Kai Weiss is subject to being arrested and potentially subject to jail time or a fine." The rest of the tweets go as follows. "He left my apartment on the 8th, taking whatever he wanted that belonged to me in the process, and I just came to the realization that he has locked me out of my Gmail and Twitter, deleted my YouTube channel, and I'm just sitting here wondering what I did to deserve any of this. I don't know who is going to read this, if anyone is going to read this, if it matters, if Kai is going to try and find out the password to this account and silence me. I don't know. I genuinely don't know anymore. I don't know what I can do, but I figured I ought to try. If you are a viewer/creator who has talked to me, knows about me, has heard of me, or in any way wishes to help me get the word out and help me figure out what to do next, I would be endlessly appreciative. I've never been in a worse situation in my life, and I really need support. If you have the means to donate monetarily, my cash tag is Somnia with 2 I's and 2 A's. That is the only way I can accept money as of right now. If you can help by spreading the word or retweeting this, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm just utterly debilitated. All I want is to be okay again." And then she shows a picture of her cash tag. I'm just going to give my opinion. Caution, this is my opinion. So whatever I'm going to say now is just completely my opinion. You can disagree with me all you want. I believe her. I genuinely believe that this is true. Again, these are all accusations. These are all allegations. They're all accusations. These are not set in stone. These are not factual. These have not been proven yet. These are whatever. She could be making this completely up. She could just be pulling this entire story out of her ass. She could be doing anything right now. These are all allegations. She could be 100% lying, or she can be telling the truth. Now, in my personal opinion, I believe her. I believe her. And that's without any personal bias against Kai Weiss or personal bias towards Omnia. I just agree with her. I think that this might have actually happened. Now, that was the first thread by Omnia's side. Now we are over to Kai, because Kai did in fact respond, and from what I can see, we have all the pictures pulled up here. Okay, I'll read through his defense and what he said in response to this. One day later: yeah, nah, so what you're not finna do is this. Omnia and I did break up 100%, but the damage done to her was done in self-defense. Falsely accusing your ex, who did everything for you, of assault is ridiculous. Before Omnia thought it would be best to report a young black man to the police, she was on my line sending me links to things she wanted me to pay for, all the while planning on filing a protective order against me. He proceeds to post that tweet with a picture attached, and the picture is of text between them. I'm assuming that the gray is Omnia and the blue is Kai. There's no date specifically given for this picture, by the way. There's no specific date or anything. We just know that this was sent at some point of time. Just keep that in mind. Okay, I plan on working on the apartment anyways today, and then tomorrow I can work on my my next two finals. Also, here's the lamp you asked about. Okay, so they're talking about a lamp, right? And they have a link to the lamp from Amazon. The hammock should arrive today too. Actually, Kai, can we go to the fashion square tomorrow? If you want to go by yourself today, we can. But I just thought it would be best to do tomorrow since I'll have more time to film and we could be there for longer, I guess. Oh, okay. I mean, I was just going to get some shoes, but that's fine too as long as we go. Okay. Again, this is just my opinion, and everything in this video is allegations for the most part. In my opinion, this doesn't sound like somebody who just wants to use Kai for money, because they're asking if they could stay there since they'll have more time to film and they could be there longer. And so, in my opinion, this doesn't really seem like that, because she says that she wants to go to fashion squares just so they could film and they could be there longer, rather than, you know, so they could buy a lot more stuff or anything like that. Seems like she just wants to be there just so they can have more content, which doesn't really seem like she wants to use them for money. But again, I don't know her ulterior motives. Anyway, the next tweet is, on the day she went to the police, she took the $399 Apple Watch that I paid for and lied about being at the location she said she was at. The phone number that she used to call the police with is the cell phone line that I am paying for. Okay, and then he posts another picture of more text. Again, no specific date on this tweet or anything like that. It's just, or on these texts, there's no specific date. It's just, we just know that these texts happen, I guess. Are you at Newcomb right now? Yeah, sorry, still at the meeting with Alex. Are you sure? Last place you were was 2 miles away downtown. That's why I called and am asking now. I thought someone had your shit because I'm expecting you to be at Newcomb, not Market Street. When I called, I couldn't find you anymore. So that's what he posted right there. This is the $70 a month bill I have to pay for the both of us. Okay, and then it shows this picture. It states plan prepaid 10 GB, 5G, and 4G LTE unlimited talk text data. So yeah, it's just showing T-Mobile plans that they have that he's paying for, I guess. All the cat food and everything I took from the apartment were items I paid for. And unfortunately, the $180 AirPods I bought, as well as the Apple Watch she is using to this day, is still there, and I have to buy a replacement because she will not return them. She gave me 3 hours to leave the apartment, knowing that I live an entire hour away from my family, and if she came home before I left, I would be arrested. The last thing she did before she attempted to ruin my life was hug me and tell me that she wanted to set up the apartment with me. Omnia has always been manipulative and two-faced since the beginning of our relationship, and I saved all this in case this would happen. She would even talk to me with Thumbin despite liking me, ? And so this is leaked DMs between the blue this time is Omnia and the gray is Thumbin. She says he's mad weird. Thumbin says Lamau, damn, he really wants to have couple shirts with my merch of all things. Laughing crying emoji, and then a bunch of letters indicating laughter. I don't really know what the point of that picture is. Next tweet is also claimed I, quote, guilt tripped her into dating me. How the fuck do you even do that? This is also the group chat that her, Thuman, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Shannon and I were in, and that's why Toby, Peaches, and Jar videos came out. Thuman and Omnia were planning to do a video on Jar as well. It shows more Twitter pictures of support group. It says, I feel like shit because I said exactly what I meant, then guilt tripped me to say yes because I don't want public smoke, and now I'm just sitting here wondering what the fuck, Lamau. And then Thuman responds with, you don't owe him anything, the fuck. It's none of your business if he leaves. You're not gonna date someone you're not interested in. It's as simple as that. If he leaves because of it, that's his problem and decision. You're not responsible for his actions. So again, I don't really know what the point of showing that is. Thuman is just as two-faced as Omnia is, and I never would have gotten an apology from either of them if I didn't find this out myself. Omnia was also cheating on her ex-girlfriend with me and swindling us both at the same exact time. And so he posted another picture from leaked Twitter DMs. It says, wow, and what did he say? And then this is a picture of Kai texting something to, I'm assuming Thuman. Thuman. I really did not like what she did at all. It was all incredibly fucked up and a game changer for me. I understand Omnia cares, but that is just not some shit that you do to anyone you consider a friend. Thank you for helping her, Thuman. I do think she deserves your assistance, but I think the best decision for me is that I leave her be. And then Thuman sends a screenshot of that to Omnia saying, don't tell him I showed you this, and Omnia says, oh, I won't. So kind of weird that happened, but again, I don't know how this kind of strays away from the point that Kai is being accused of physically abusing Omnia. And then the next tweet is, stole your shit, please. The day before, again, she decided to falsely accuse me of abuse. She had me spend $160 on a new vacuum for the apartment, and now she's upset I took all my things back and begging for money on the internet because she can't use me anymore. And then another picture from this saying, how's it going? I'm here. You can call me if you wanna. Okay, are you headed home now? Did you decide on a vacuum? I just came out of Target. I'm waiting on my Lyft. Did you find everything? Or I just grabbed us some drinks. Oh, okay. I'm on my way now. Huh? I don't understand what that had to do with anything, but okay. All the clothing she says I stole from her, all of it is clothing that I paid for. She's mad now that I didn't allow her to keep all of the things I gave her. Even though glasses she's wearing now are items that I arranged and also put my money for. The shoes and caps I got for you, all those games I bought, those are mine now. I respected the wishes of the protective order regardless of how bogus it is, and the police have informed me continue respecting the order and let her be. Now, we're going to get back to that. The police have informed me to respect the order and let it be. We're going to get back to that in a second. If she wanted to keep all my things, she should have thought about that before making a false accusation. This was our conversation on Tuesday of this week. How do you speak this casually to someone who just be abusing you? And he posts another picture of their conversation, which is allegedly after, text that happened after the alleged abuse happened. Hey, I'm going to handle some errands. Just let me know when you're back. Okay, Eric wanted to schedule a work appointment at 6:30 today, so I might just stay out. I'll let you know. Probably not since my class ends at 2:45, but I'll see. That's alright, I'll just be here if you need anything. Let me know what light you want if you can get the chance to look for one. Also, Callista said it might be better for me to have me be recorded instead of you, only because she said it would make the audience less confused about what message I'm sending. I suppose I can. I don't know if I would be any good, but sure. You don't have to really be good. We were just talking about it, and she said that she thought my production quality was too high. Oh well, okay, that works out a lot better then. She was like, that panning barbershop clip was a little too good, almost like an advertisement. And she was giving me shit for how clean the desk was, and when you were watching the compilation thing on the Mac. She was like, I know you have more shit on your desk typically, and I'm like, so she kinda wants the shitty quality for whatever reason. While Callista seems cool in that she's real in her critiques, as for why she wants any of this is beyond me, but I guess she finds art in a mess. Well, I told her I did it for the aesthetics, and like I obviously want my audience to have something nice to look at. But she said that it was counterintuitive, considering I'm trying to be intentional with my opposition and commodifying queer black bodies / capitalism / over sexualization of queerness and blackness. Should I just lean into the mundane and average and real things about life? She literally was like, you could even film yourself grabbing toilet paper from a toilet paper roll when you're on the loo. And I was like, oh right, ha ha ha. I don't necessarily agree with her per se, but if she feels like that's best, then sure, you should do it. Okay, that's cool, but again, there's no specific date on that tweet. There's no specific date on the text, just saying. Now this is when he actually talks about the abuse. The alleged abuse, my bad. I acted in self-defense and you further victimized yourself trying to put me out under my nose. All I have done was consistently try to save Omnia for herself while providing for her every day of our relationship. I had contacted the police due to her cutting herself as well as threats of suicide. This relationship has fundamentally ruined my mental health, and the person who told me to strike down Akumu, that was Omnia. Her reasoning was, quote, because nobody cares what he says. If leaving me out in a snowstorm to die was not indication enough of how toxic Omnia is to be with, I don't know what else is. I have nothing to do with her channel being gone nor her Twitter being gone either. I wanted to leave peacefully after this order was filed. I am currently at home surrounded by family attempting to heal while Omnia still tries to have me jailed for bogus offenses. All of that back alley ship is out the window when you take advantage of your privilege. I loved her too, and I never thought she would ever do this to me. I got out of that apartment by the skin of my teeth, and all I had was my brother and a car to get everything out, and what's left there I have now chalked it up as a loss and will be replacing my stolen items as my own. You cannot use me anymore. What you did to me wasn't love. This is a receipt of the watch I paid for. She couldn't prove to the police that she paid for everything I took, and this is why she's currently asking for donations. I'm sorry if anyone was fooled by this enough to give her money. She's natural at taking it. And then he shows a screenshot of the Apple Watch that he bought for her, allegedly. Like I said, I'm trying to move on from this incredibly hurtful situation. That necklace on her neck was the one I bought. I'd imagine you remove that remove that first before accusing me of all this, but again, I'm not surprised. Also, regarding at the rascal Rosie, the evidence that Omnia had of Pinky Chew being your alt, that was all photoshopped, and then shows Discord messages saying things like that. Neo also thought it would be a fantastic idea to brag about the matter to her friends IRL, thinking that she really got me good, but now I am to blame for her channel being gone because you can't get into your Twitter. I'm done taking the fall for you, Neo. Fuck off. And yes, Omnia was stalking Peaches, otherwise she would never have had this. And I'm not going to show this in the video, but it's kind of like just two anime characters like drawn in like a childlike form. It's really just really fucked up, really creepy looking, and I don't want that in my video. That's basically the ending of his defense. Now, my personal thoughts on this entire defense is it's really weak considering all the things that were brought up throughout the allegations. The allegations being that he was physically abusive and that he deleted the YouTube channel, considering that he barely only mentioned it like throughout 1 or 2 tweets in this entire thread. He really seemed to stay on the topic of she was just trying to suck money out of him and was just using him for money the entire time, in which I think that's a weak argument because nobody was even using that argument to begin with. I mean, if like, I don't know the dynamic of their relationship when they were dating, but if somebody's accusing you of physical abuse, you wouldn't, at least I wouldn't be going into, oh, you think I physically abused you? You use money. You use me for money. It's like, that seems like such a really, really weak straw man that nobody really ever made. But okay, I mean that's his defense, I guess. Now fast forward one day later, or no, this is later on throughout the day, a new thread happened. Let's see. So this thread happened. This is after she read his defense, I'm assuming. She says, this is back to Omnia now. She says, one thing I knew was going to happen after I brought this publicly was instead of him reflecting on his own actions, he was going to try to bring me down with him. That's what abusers do. Some victims have to lie and appease their abusers because they fear for their life. How can he can have the Apple Watch, he can have the fancy schmancy electronics, he can have his material things. I don't give a shit. All I want is for me to be safe and protected, and the only point he has is I spent money on you. Yeah, so did I. That's what people in relationships do. I can't believe I even have to say this. I'm not engaging with it any further. He didn't act in self-defense. I didn't swing once. He pinned me to the floor, straddled me, and punched me in the face over and over, elbowed me over and over and over. I don't have any sympathy. And then graphic images warning. These pictures are really, really tough to look at, but there's 4 images showing even more abuse, showing bruises on her inner arms, and even more bruises on her face. And yeah, it's really, really just disgusting. And then later on that day, she tweets out, he got arrested for violating my protective order, good night. And that was the biggest thing that happened, because if you remember back to these tweets, if I could find it, him saying that he was going to stay away. He said that he was going to stay away from her, and then just out of nowhere, he violates his protective order. He violates his protective order for no reason that I can really think of. He got arrested, and he violated it apparently. And then this is 11 hours ago from when I'm recording that. She says, and he posted bail. Doesn't disprove that he didn't violate the protective order. He just happens to have money. Hope he enjoyed financially supporting 12, the exact thing he says he hates so much, as a quote young black man. And not to say that the mass incarceration system, racism police brutality doesn't exist in the judicial system, just that I would think he would stick to that moral more closely instead of directly contributing money to the institution because he didn't want to spend a night in a jail cell. Well, I mean, you could talk about hating cops all you want, as like whatever race you are. You talk about hating cops all you want, but if you get arrested and you have a chance to post bail, I'm pretty sure anyone would take that, no matter how much they hate cops. But again, I'm not supporting Kai Weiss, but I'm just kind of like shooting down these kind of like little jabs, I guess, that she gave to him. And then she tweets at YouTube that her channel was deleted without her consent by her abusive ex-partner, and then tweets more at YouTube. Even if I don't get my channel back, y'all, I want to say that I'm really thankful for your efforts to uplift my voice and help me get through this shitty ass time. I am determined to start a new one and grow it tenfold. If I was able to do it once, I could do it again. Fuck abusers. And you know what? I think that is a perfect way to end this entire tweeting thing. Because, again, I believe Omnia. I believe that what happened to her was true. I believe that she didn't make this up. Again, these are all allegations. We don't know what happened. Again, the only 2 people on Earth that knows exactly what happened are Kai Weiss and Omnia. So I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. It's a fucked up situation. And that's basically all I can say about it. And that, personally speaking, I believe Omnia. Now, again, her Twitter will be in the description if you want to read through this all by yourself. The archives of Kai Weiss's Twitter, his defense is going to be in the description too if you want to check that out. But yeah, anyways, it's a crazy situation. I'll be posting another video as an update as soon as more comes out about this story. And yeah, stay safe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.